Petals fall silent.
The Hagi flower.
No! Unhand him now! Help!
Don't let them escape!
What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. Welcome back to the channel today. We're back, and today I want to give a special shout out to Ubisoft that gave us opportunity to play 4 hours of Assassin's Creed Shadow. And this is going to be my breakdown of the gameplay so far. I'm just going to be focusing on gameplay, no story, anything of that nature, because you can explore that on your own. Other channels will cover that. But for me, as I play a lot of heavy gameplay-based games, I was curious to see how the game was going to do, because this game was supposed to come out in last November, and then it got delayed till 2025, I believe March. And the reason was they wanted to polish the game and make it a better experience than what we might be used to in the past. As some might say, this is Ubisoft's chance to really showcase, because there's a lot of news, a lot of things, a lot of controversies following this game. This, what I'm playing right now and showing you, was my exclusive gameplay. This was a work in progress. It was recorded on a remote system, so I was at home and I was playing from a server in San Francisco, and it was cool. They had a guy with us kind of walking us through some of the things in case we got stuck, and it was a good experience. I would say I was actually impressed with the gameplay. It's sharper than I would expect from an Ubisoft game, and I feel like it's their best combat system yet. And I say that because I've played the other Assassin's Creed games, and the games are really focused on stealth. But I have a couple videos coming out today, so make sure you subscribe and lock in for those. But today we're talking about Naoe, and of both characters, it's interesting because she satisfies a different itch for me, and she felt really good to play. Naoe, just controlling her, felt very light, quick on her feet, agile. You were able to kind of just scale a building instantly. Her focus is on stealth. And when I say stealth, I mean stealth. Not saying she can't take on some enemies one by one, but ultimately her biggest strength is going to come from attacking from the shadows, as you would expect with an assassin. So I say that first because I took the character, and the first thing I did was run up to a bunch of dudes and try to take them all down. And I was quickly humbled in my attempts. And not saying you can, but it's one of those situations where when you play a Dex character in games, you know, you're like bobbing and weaving in and out of the fight. And that's what it felt like playing with her. Not in this video, but when I was during my recording session, there was a spot where I was fighting 2 guards, heavily armored, strong. And I was like, oh wow, I can't just go up and like take these fools down instantly. Even if I did an assassination, it didn't fully kill him. Because, you know, we're still early in the game. We're not too sure of the level of gear they gave us. I'm sure later on in the game, when we start getting some good gear, we'll be able to kind of go in and just start assassinating things left and right, one shot, and doing the whole assassinate with this one and teleport to the next enemy. But in this preview, I want to focus on how it felt, and you want to be stealthy. You want to kind of be strategic with her, with how you approach the situation, because if you're outnumbered, you're going to have to retreat into the shadow. So this enemy right here, he's an armored guy. And I got all these guys against me. So now I'm in a situation where I got a couple of options. I can run, try to assassinate the smaller dudes first, then focus on the bigger one. Or I can kind of put myself in the shadows, let the timer reset, then I can kind of go back and approach it a different route. But kind of going back to how she felt, quick, agile, she feels very fast running. And it's a different feeling when you play a game when the character feels very snappy on their feet. And it was very satisfying to kind of run around the map with her, because she can just like that. Look how quick it feels like you're going. She kind of just bolts. And the cool thing about when you have your mount as well, if you jump on your horse, you can change your stance. I'm not sure if I did it in this section right here. But if you change your stance, you can kind of like stand up on your horse, allowing you to quickly jump off and do some assassinations. So I can only see what I did right here is you have like assistants, allies, and I called them in to assassinate those 2 other dudes, which is one of her ways of kind of freeing up her arsenal to be a little stealthy but still be able to take out multiple enemies. This game has parries and deflects. If you're familiar with For Honor, it's very similar to that kind of motion. Boom. Those blue attacks are chain attacks. They're gonna keep on going, so you want to parry all of them. The white attack is the standard attack, and when after you parry, they get a little stagger effect on them if you get it correctly. You're able to attack and swap between multiple enemies like I did right there to parry and assassinate them. So it's very fluid, but you gotta pay attention. The one thing I did recognize when playing is there's a little bit of difficulty. You know, there was some difficulty in the game. There were some times where I got killed, and a lot of times it was me kind of taking off more than I can chew. Right here, if you go to your eagle eye mode, which I think is the distance is really forgiving, you can kind of target all of the enemies so you can kind of see them on your map. This helps you identify which route you want to take to kind of get in there. The blue circular item that's glowing, that's my objective. I want to get in there. So now I'm gonna identify, hey, do I want to just run in there and get it? Attack one of these dudes before the rest of his homies show up and kind of get to it. Graphically, this game, we played this in 1080p, so that's a big stagger attack. You can deflect those, but it kind of knocks you off your stance. We played in 1080p. So when the game fully comes out, you know we've been playing in 4K, and honestly, for remote experience, 1080p, it felt good. There were only a couple moments where I noticed a little bit of delay, but I'm playing the game remotely, so I can only imagine when it's native on my own home console or PC, it's gonna just run just fine, based on my assumptions currently. We get there's different skills as well. Right there, I was testing out the different modes because you can strike the enemy, and also you can hold the attack as well to do like additional damage, like a stagger attack. There's different weapons you can put on as well, which allows you to switch up your playstyle pretty much. But ultimately, it's cool because playing this character, it allowed me to play my stealthy self, agile decks. I'm just more curious in how can I get more damage so I can just run through and just be a beast with her. So I'm hopeful that they added a lot of super stealthy skills, which I'm sure they did, which will make sure the gameplay is really good. So one thing I did reckon, I'm not sure they're gonna, typically they have like difficulty levels in the game. I'm not sure what we played on. We probably played on normal, so I could feel that it's gonna get pretty challenging later on. The AI, I feel like sometimes they're a little, they attack, but I feel like I want them to ambush me a little more. So as you can see their frequency here, that guy's kind of scoping out. He went the wrong way. They shot me in the leg, and I died here, unfortunately. So you'll find yourself in this screen a couple of times as you're just figuring things out how you want to approach the game. But the scenery, the world looks really good. The vibe, the story, I felt myself really connecting with her story. As you guys kind of play through, you'll see that later on when you get the game, because I didn't want to put any story elements, but I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Typically, I'm a gameplay connoisseur. That's what I focus on. But the story wasn't too bad. It was enough to kind of keep you engaged while you're like slaying through a bunch of enemies, getting to your next one. But here, I think I did assassination here, maybe. Uh-oh, nope. I'm trying to figure out who that guy is. That symbol, and this is, I just want to show the item screen so you can kind of see like things you can equip, the character animation. The swords look really cool, and you have a lot of skill sets on your armor and weapons, just depending on how you want to play. But this is my impression of Naoe. I enjoyed it. I think she was a good, fun character to play.